How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to episode 13 of Question Everything podcast. You have your boy, Americ Masters, with my co-host, Hunter. How's it going, man?
Doing great. Can't wait to get this thing going.
Right on. So let's jump
Yes.
into it. So the first thing that we're going to cover is the NFL. So I don't know if you already heard, but the NFL is trying to push for an 18-game season. So with the NFL, they're negotiating to expand to 18 games. Some players are against the idea, which I understand. Could the NFL and the NFL Player Association agree to 18 games with 2 bye weeks included? The NFL is seeking to have more games, but the players want rest instead. So, how would this work if they only have one bye week, but they add on an extra game? That essentially will be like another garbage game for playoff teams. So the fans that are actually going to attend the game will not see the starters that they're going to come to see, right? Unless it's a real pivotal game where that game is going to determine a playoff spot, jumping between like 2 to 8, maybe, or 2 to 4, who knows? But I kind of lean towards the idea of having the NFL have 2 bye weeks so they can rest in the beginning of the season and then rest their players towards the end of the season, right before the playoffs. I mean, what do you think, man?
Well, for me personally, I think the two bye weeks would be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a lot of more like when you get closer to the end, because I know some of the players are running out of gas, and like especially for a pivotal week of like that with football, there's no best of seven or anything like that, so it's win or go home.
Right.
It would be great if they get that, because from what I heard, though, I think the only reason they want to expand it is they want to, how the league wants to expand the game overseas and have more broad games.
Yeah.
That gives if they want to do that, gives them more reason to give them an extra bye week because the jet lag alone, depending if they play in London or whatnot, and have them come back here, that's a lot on a player, especially on
Right.
such a long week.
Yeah, and I'm like thinking too, like, we're Niner fans here, so I'm sure any other fan for across the league will agree. If your team is primed and ready for the playoffs and there's an extra game, do you really want to risk your starters to potentially get injured right before the playoffs? I wouldn't. So this
Oh,
game doesn't really make sense to expand it.
yeah, but unless you're a rival team, then go for it.
Right.
But for
Yeah.
me, like for overall player, or like for to get the best out of everyone,
Hmm.
it's best that they have the rest and all their key players. Whichever team you play for or you're rooting for, I mean, will have that. And I would rather have that.
All right.
Cool.
So, I mean, it's an interesting topic. So, you guys let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think the NFL should expand to 18 games? Should they include a second bye, or should they just scrap the idea and keep it the way it is with 17? Let us know what you guys think in the comment below. Moving on to baseball news for the Giants today. Blake Snell left the game against the Yankees early due to a tight left groin. Snell will be having an MRI tomorrow, June 3rd. I don't know how I feel about this, man, because this is one of the biggest, like, in terms of the Giants, one of the biggest free agents that we signed this offseason. He was a Cy Young winner, um, but his injury history hasn't been the best with the Giants. I think this is the second or third time that he's, been injured, and it just doesn't show reliability for the cost that we're paying him, man.
Well, I agree. Like any type of injury, it kind of reminds me of Barry Zito. How much we paid a lot for him,
Oh, yeah,
and I don't want another guy that's only going to be good when his contract is up. If you know what I'm saying. So I mean,
yeah,
it is a big blow, but hopefully it's not. He won't be out too long, and we'll see what happens. Because right now we need all the help we can get.
yeah, for sure. So let's move on to the next piece of news. It's going to be trade rumors. And now we're going to cover the Warriors. This is the Warriors section of the podcast. So the first one up is going to be Jimmy Butler potentially getting traded to the Warriors. This is a rumor. And it's going to be where the Warriors receive Jimmy Butler. In return, the Warriors will be sending Wiggins, Looney, Pajemski, Moses Moody, and 2 first-round picks in 2026 and 2028 for Jimmy Butler. I mean, what do you think, man?
For me, I think it's a little too much for like giving up all those for just Jimmy Butler. I'm
Right,
not saying he's not a great player or he can't contribute, but for me, I because of also his injury history and I I just don't know if he's Warrior material, if that makes sense. Because I'm not saying he can't contribute or he's not a great player. I just feel like he's not a key fit that could
right.
help improve the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, he has played a long time, 14 seasons already. He played for the Bulls, drafted by the Bulls, then played for Minnesota, then the 76ers, then the Heat. He does have 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So it's decent, it's good for his age, and
Mhm.
he's around the same age range of Curry, Clay, and Draymond, which is fine. But as you mentioned, though, like I don't know how I feel about this because if he's going to be injured and we're giving up so many assets just to bring him over, I don't even think that's even worth it.
Exactly. That's why to me it's an easy pass.
Okay.
I'm not saying that like he's not talented or he doesn't have the skills, but for me right now it's not worth it.
I mean, let's go back. Let's see. So Wiggins, okay, cool. I'm cool with Wiggins like getting traded. And to be real with you guys, man, like Wiggins has been declining. I'm not the biggest Wiggins fan anymore. Just because I just don't feel like he's playing with the emotion, the heart. He's just playing out there. What I see is an athlete playing for a paycheck and that's it. Like he just clocks in, clocks out. That's fine. But at the same time, if you want to like be on the next level and bringing a championship home, you have to play with intensity. You got to have that love for the game in your heart. That's for any sport. So for me, like Wiggins, I don't mind him going. Looney, I don't mind him going. Pajemski and Moody, that's where I have an issue. Like the first round draft picks, okay, fine, whatever. Like, but that's still a lot though. We're giving up first rounds for Jimmy Butler. Like, we're gonna probably have him for like what 4 years tops, and he's at 38 at that point. Like, I don't know, man. That's uh, I don't know.
That's why for me the only way I can accept this if it was only Wiggins, Looney, and then maybe uh, the one draft pick. That's it, because that's still too much on a player that we can't really rely on to help us
Right,
get through the next couple of years. You
right.
know.
For me, I'd rather sub out Pajemski for GP2 if I had to, because I love GP2, but he isn't the most healthiest. Pajemski he's coming into his second season. He already made like so many accolades. He's a legit player. He's good.
Yeah.
Moody, I feel like Moody hasn't had his opportunity yet. Just like Kaminga, Kaminga and Moody could both ball out. So I don't know who I'll sub out for that. Maybe I'll throw in like I'll do this: Wiggins, Looney, GP2, 1 first round, and 2 second round picks. I'll do 2 second to
Yeah.
to keep Moody. I don't
Yeah.
want Moody going. I don't want Pajemski going.
Yeah, but
You know
that's
what I
what I'm
mean?
saying. Like, yeah, like you said, I would lose. I wouldn't mind losing GP2, but the first round, maybe the 2 second rounds, that's it. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, I still think Jimmy's like too much, and he's not Warrior material. So why am I going to give up the farm for a guy that I have no faith in? You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Yeah. All right. So let's go into the next trade. What we have up is going to be a little bit of a different trade. We got Mitchell Robinson from the New York Knicks, plays the center. He's a 7 footer. Um, in exchange, we're going to be sending out GP2 and Moses Moody to the Knicks. There's no picks involved. This one seems a little bit more realistic,
mhm.
but again, I don't see Moody like. I don't know. I think Moody is like a really good player, man. If we give him the minutes, he will definitely defend, put up the points. But then again, we're getting a 7 footer in
Yeah,
return. We need a big man. We
yeah.
have to get a center. And if
Or
you
I
look at
wouldn't
his
mind.
stats,
Yeah, I mean, his stats, they're not bad considering he's still young. He's still a young
he's
buck and
young.
everything. But rather than Moody, I would rather sub out Wiggins. How about that?
So Wiggins and GP2 for him.
for Mitchell. I think that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I think I would rather do that than versus Mooney. Moses Mooney, because like you said, he still has a lot to prove, and I think he deserves a chance.
All right. So this one I do like because he kind of brings in what Looney provided us for so many years. Like you can't depend on him to be putting up like crazy numbers in terms of points, but he's there to get the boards and he's tall. So it sounds like to me 7 foot 240. That's a presence in the paint that we haven't had since like Andrew Bogut.
Yeah.
Since Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant's really not a center, but he's tall. So, but
He's a
people
great
were
defender.
afraid to go to the key and bring it to the bucket because KD could block the shot. So we definitely need presence, and Mitchell Robinson could be that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't need a center that can score. We need a guy that can defend and rebound. That's all we need.
Right.
So I think this would be a good move, but we'll see.
Yeah. So this is my next question, though. Like, this is a question that I definitely want our subscribers, to partake in. And you guys let us know again, any topic that we're covering, let us know what you think in the comments below. But in this scenario, do you think this starting lineup could win the NBA Finals next season? So we got Steph, we got Clay, if he resigns, Kuminga, replacing Wiggins. Wiggins at that point is gone. We got Draymond Green and then Looney at center. Do you think this lineup could win the championship?
For me personally, they may have a chance. They may have a chance, but I still don't think this is enough to get us over the hump. It's just because to me the biggest question mark is I hate to say it, Clay. Because which Clay are we going to get? Are we going to get the old Clay, or are we still going to get the Clay from last year or the year before?
Yeah.
So that's why to me, Clay's the biggest question mark. That's why I have a feeling that it's a little iffy.
So ask me this question. Ask me what I think.
What do you think?
My answer?
Mm-hmm.
No. It's not going to win the finals. This lineup, absolutely not. I'm just saying, dude, I'm going to be realistic. Steph is that guy. He will put up those numbers. He's lights out, hard to defend. That's a legend right there. Clay, I do believe that Clay could step up, right? I mean, him re-signing, will rejuvenate his love, his hunger to win. I don't think it ever left. I just feel like he just beats himself up too much. But Clay, he was averaging 17 points last season, so that's decent. Kuminga's emergence, we've seen some games where he was getting close to 30 points. He was the second best scorer right behind Curry. And there was some nights where he was actually scoring more than Curry. So just that 1-2 punch of Kuminga and Curry, that's nice. Anything additional with Clay, that's even better. Draymond Green, he's going to be covering the defense. But with Looney, man, I love you, Loon, but you got to go, bro. It's time for TJD at this point. My TJD, same height, 6'9", right? He can block, he can run down the court, and he can score. So with this lineup, the answer is no. We cannot win with this lineup. It's not even close. We'll probably, give me like a standings with this lineup. Like, what do you think the win and loss record will be with this lineup? Be real.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to say because I have a feeling it's going to be this. It'll be like last year or this year.
Give me a number.
Probably almost. I don't know. Like I can't think of
82 games. 82 games. 41 and 41.
I'd be maybe 50-40.
You think that it's going to be about 50 wins? This team, this roster.
Maybe if it's possible. I wouldn't say it's impossible.
You're crazy, dude.
Well, maybe.
No, you are crazy. I'm telling you right now. You're crazy. This lineup right now, dude, that we see right here, this will give us at least 37 wins. 35 to 37.
Well, I think you're a little too hard on them, but maybe
the league's got better. It's better now. Well, we got to think about Minnesota, Dallas, OKC. Who else in the West? Clippers, right? Lakers are always going to be the Lakers, right? They're going to attract stars.
With the Clippers,
the Kings.
The Clippers are always going to be the Clippers.
But they made the playoffs though, man.
Yeah, they made the playoffs, and how far do they get? They can't even get to the Western.
It doesn't
Conference.
matter though. I'm talking about just getting a seed. I don't see this team being able to beat a lot of teams with this lineup. Not yet, because again, there's the question mark. It's Clay. If Clay is old school Clay, right?
Yeah, but if
Then
we're
now
gonna
we're
throw that in,
now
the
we're
same
cooking.
thing as Kaminga. So the same thing with
Nah,
Kaminga.
I think Kaminga's consistent, dude. He could
We'll
give us
see.
at least 15 minimum a night. 15, and that's replacing Wiggins that gave us what, 7,
I
8
don't know.
points,
For me, I still
0
feel like
points.
to me he's just like pole 2. That's it. Until he proves me wrong, we'll see. That's how.
All right, so next question: if Clay doesn't resign with the Warriors, do you think this starting lineup can win the finals? So we got Curry, we got Moody, we got Kaminga, Draymond, TJD.
No.
Yes or no?
Nope.
Why?
I don't think that if Clay can't make it, what makes you think these guys can? Because, like I said, some of these guys are still, even though they're young and upcoming, but that's just me. I don't think so because Steph needs more help from just these, Kaminga and TJD and the other guy. But I just can't see them making it. How about you?
So no. What's the record then? What do you think? How many wins? Just wins. How
If
many think?
Wins with these guys?
Yep.
I'm looking at 35.
35? Okay. All right. So, do I think they can win the finals with this lineup? They will have a better chance with this lineup, and I'll say potentially, yeah, they could. They could with this lineup. The reason being, Steph Curry again, right? He's gonna do his thing. Hold on, he's gonna do his thing. Moses Moody hasn't had his chance. He could play defense. He could hit the 3. Anytime that fans watched those games last season when the offense wasn't running, who came in and scored and was quiet about it? It was Moody. And there was times where Kerr benched Moody, and when I was like, what are you doing, bro? He was the offensive spark, right? We got Kaminga on the rise. We got Draymond there to set the tone, to let people know, like, man, I'm going to be able to defend. I'm going to play scrappy. That's what he does. TJD, second year, blocking. Dude, if I could give a win total with this roster right here, I'll say at least 45 to 48 wins. 45 to 48. Easy with this one.
That's easy for you. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. That's me. That's fine. But for me, I think you're a little too generous because Steph has never been the question. Steph will always be Steph, right? For me, the biggest question marks will always be, like I said, Kaminga, Moody, and we don't really say this too much, is Draymond. He's another big factor because, like if he stays out of foul trouble and not getting himself ejected, that number that you projected to me, that's feasible. But if he does the stupid things that he does, then you're looking at my number 35 for sure.
So 35 with this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think about your number 35 with this roster? You know what I think? That's what I think. That's a whack ass take, bro. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Garbage.
Whatever.
Get it out of here. All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Let's keep it going. So the next one. Let's play around here. So do you think this starting lineup can win the finals? Curry, Butler, Kaminga, Green, TJD.
No. I still don't think they can.
Why?
Win. Well, I mean, like I said, because to me, Jimmy Butler is still the odd man out. He's just, he sticks out like a sore thumb. We may win more games. I could see us really winning like maybe 40 to 50 games with them. But as far as making it past the finals, good luck. I'm not going to lie because, like I said, there's still too many factors into it. His health, for one, and his ability to gel with the team.
Okay.
That's my biggest problem with
So let me paint a scenario, though. Let's say that Jimmy gets traded. He's hyped. He's with a championship caliber team now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's proven. A team that has those accolades.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in this scenario, he doesn't get injured. And he's there. He's playing every night, balling out. He has that spark in him. How many wins would you give this team?
Well, then you're probably, like I said, you're probably looking at either still 55, 58, something like that.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. That's fair. All right. I like that one. See, you got the pops on that one. So I gotta think like with Clay gone, right? This frees up money to give Jimmy that that extension he wants. He wants 113 million. He's currently getting on the books for 102, I think. So he wants a little bit more, right? But that's pushing like almost 50 million a year. But with Curry and Butler, with that backcourt, see, the one thing is, he could. I think he could. Call me out in the comments though, but I think he could still play defense, right? He could still play defense. I could be wrong. Maybe his knees are not the same like Clay, but he puts up 20 points, right? He could defend with Kuminga, Green, and TJD playing like more. Well, Green and TJD playing the defense, Kuminga, Butler, and Curry the offense. I think this could definitely be 52 to 57 wins in that, and I feel like they could go deep in the playoffs. They may not win it, but they'll definitely surprise teams.
Yeah. They'll
right?
put up a better fighting chance.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, Jimmy buckets though, man. Like, again, if he doesn't get injured and he's playing like lights out, he's playing with Steph, right? And he's like rejuvenated. This team with Butler and Kuminga, dude, and TJD, these guys could fly, man. They could dunk, they could do their thing, man. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I think out of all this so far, in order for us to take that next step, and I'm being real though, Draymond continue to practice his 3-point shot because everyone doesn't guard him still. They don't give him the respect for that three, but he's been nailing those threes last season. I was like, oh shoot, this guy is nailing them. And when the moment he nails a 3-pointer, there's a good sign that the Warriors won that game, and they did for the most part. It was like a 75% chance that if he hits a three, they're winning that game. So I don't know, but yeah, I feel like 50, at least mid 50s. This team could be around the 4th seed. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's an upgrade.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, considering that they're still competing with a bunch of young bucks out there,
right?
And OKC and like Minnesota. So they're still like, potential.
And the Kings are young, man. The Kings are young. We got Houston. Houston went on a run. They were like beating teams, and we're like, oh shoot. And we got to think about this though, that no one's really talking about. The Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant coming back. That's going to be a threat too. So we got to really make sure we have the arsenal to compete with these younger teams. We got to get back to what we played, which was defense. When we won those championships, we had a top defense. We got to the other side. So the thing that bugs me, right? I'm going to be honest with everyone watching here. I love the Warriors, right? From the 1990s, trash teams, right? Mm-hmm. The one thing that bugged me through this last few seasons is they lived and died by the three. That's fine. Okay, that's what made us like champs, right? That's one of the biggest reasons why we're champs. But if you're chucking up threes, you got to transition back on defense. And they weren't. They were getting smoked. Yeah. So we shoot a three, we miss it, the team kicks it out, bam, easy bucket on those. And now we're down by like 10. Now we're getting desperate. Now we got to chuck up more threes. That's not how you win. We got to have some defense. So anyways, let's go on to the next slide. Mm-hmm. So the next one that we got is going to be a little bit different. This one, LeBron James, right? So with this one here, LeBron is a free agent, so he could sign with the Warriors. So we don't have to give up anybody. Technically, Clay could still be on this team, right? But in order to make LeBron's money work, Clay can't be here. That's why we have Podziemski here. So we got Curry, Podziemski, Kuminga, LeBron, Green. Do you think this line could win the finals?
Definitely. I think they can. Oh, yeah? Yes. I mean, yeah, I definitely think so. Okay. This one, I could actually see them being up in the high 60s winning percentage. I mean, winning games and stuff like that is because regardless of LeBron's age and but he still has that fire in him.
He's a competitor.
He's a competitor, and he always wanted to play with Steph. He's mentioned that before. So and imagine Draymond. Him and Draymond. So I mean, imagine them. They would be like how KD came in with the Warriors. They were having fun. Yeah. Because they dominated and they can take control of the game at any pace, right? Which they haven't had in a long time. Yeah. So I think they definitely could win.
All right, what'd you give them? Win record? How
Win
many
record,
numbers?
I'd say, like I said, 60 to 65.
Damn, that's pretty good though, man.
Yeah,
That's getting to territory where it's like you're hard to beat every night. 82
yeah, no,
games.
because I believe so. Because, like, think of the numbers Steph puts up and tack that on top of, like, like LeBron's numbers,
Mm-hmm.
right? How do you beat that?
Right.
How do you do? You can even, like, then that frees up, like, Kaminga, because everyone's gonna be guarding LeBron or Steph, right? It's a perfect chance for Kaminga to shine,
Yeah.
and Draymond, he can facilitate and take care of, like, manage the game. How can you not say that they won't get that much, as far as win percentage wise?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely think this lineup here could reach the finals, and we both agree, right, that LeBron and Curry have that fight in them.
Mhm.
That's like the Kobe mentality. It's like, no, we're gonna beat you, and having two leaders like that, and also let's say three leaders, because Draymond, he's not
Mhm.
gonna let anyone mess up. He's gonna call them out in the locker, which is good. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? People's feelings shouldn't be hurt. Like
Yeah,
Jordan Poole, don't get
and
your feelings hurt. Like you gotta play. This dude knows what he's talking about, right? So with this backcourt, we could kind of switch things out. Moody could be in there.
mhm.
Pajemski's there. We could trade in and move out like Draymond for TJD. We got flexibility with youth,
Yeah,
and LeBron could also play center if he wanted, because Duke could like still block shots. He's still
yeah,
deadly with defense. He's gonna put up at least 20 points. So we got
and,
the scoring there. So
yeah,
with this, we could look at Steph averaging at least. Let's just give Steph like 25 a night, 20 a
mhm.
night. Let's not even put too much on his plate. 20 a
Mhm.
night. Pajemski 15. That's 35.
Mhm.
Kaminga another 20. Right. It's
Mhm.
55. LeBron another 20. Right.
Yeah,
75. And then with Green hitting threes, getting better, we're looking at least 85.
yeah,
But if any of these guys produce more than 20, now we're getting to like 110. We're smoking teams now, but we got better defense with this, because
yeah,
Pods could take the charge, LeBron could take the charge. They could block. I like this lineup. This is a
yeah,
decent lineup, man.
yeah. And not only that, one thing that no one hasn't touched up yet is, like, LeBron could be a great mentor to Kaminga.
Hmm.
Imagine who better to help improve his game than LeBron.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not just LeBron, but the rest of the, like, the young bucks in the back.
Yeah.
Because who better than to have one of the greater players teach you? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right. So we're gonna go on to the next slide here, and who do we got? We got KD. Do you think this starting lineup can win the finals?
Uh, I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Why?
Well, because, like I said, like, the only reason is because I don't think we're gonna get the KD of old. Because by the personality that he has, that's the reason why he left. Because he's it's been known in the before that he's always wanted to be number one, right?
You got it.
For
You
him
can't.
to, like, he always wanted to be number one. He's
Right.
always said that, right? No matter what team, he wanted to be number one. He
Mm-hmm.
only settled with the Warriors because he just wanted a championship, right? But now that he can see that he can never be number one in the Warriors, do you think he can actually be, like, all in? I can't see that, because then, it's almost like I give up. That's the
Well,
mentality I have on it. I'm
okay.
not saying the player. I mean, in reality, if things go well and he does play like the KD we had him when he first came in,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, we could win a
How many
championship.
wins? Give me a
Uh,
number.
this one number easy, like, 65, 70, right?
Okay.
Because the thing is like I said, it's just his mentality and the way he, like, the way I perceived him as to be, like, the guy that wants to be number one.
Okay.
He
All
doesn't want
right.
to settle,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to come back and settle again, it's going to be a psychological, you know, it's a psychological thing, kind of like how Clay is being hard on himself.
All right. Well,
That's how I see it.
I disagree, and the reason being is, again, like we mentioned this in another show, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
KD Yes, he left. He wanted to be the man, quote unquote. That was the rumor, right? We don't know if it's facts, but allegedly he wanted to be the rumor or the top guy, and it was Curry's team. So he wanted to bounce and prove everyone like, hey, I could win with other teams. But at 34, 35 years old now, I think that's out the window. I feel that he values a championship for his legacy over his personal pride at that point. He tried it his way, it didn't work. He's humbled. Now he wants to win. And that's why I think this lineup here could do more damage than LeBron. Maybe we lose a little bit on defense, but the scoring is going to be freaking crazy because KD can still get down with 30 plus. Easy. That dude is amazing. He one of the best shooters ever, right? For his height. He plays like a point guard, shooting guard, but he's like a 7-footer. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And with this lineup here with Curry and Clay at the backcourt, I think Clay will. The pressure won't be on him to score as much, but if he could put at least 15 to 20, then he's gonna be fine with that, right? Moses Moody, he's gonna be able to do his thing and like show everyone, like, dude, I deserve to be a starter, right? I know he could do that. KD again, like he'll be able to score. He could defend, maybe not defend as great as LeBron, but he could still get down and defend. And then there's Draymond. He'll be able to do his thing at center, right? So I think with this lineup, I see about like a 62 win game team here and winning the finals. LeBron, I see them going to the finals and having a great chance potentially winning it. But with KD, I know that they could win it for sure. Well, you know what? It goes both ways. I take that
You can
back.
go
I
both
see.
ways.
Yeah,
But
I see LeBron winning it too with this team. But we're gonna have to give up Kaminga. We're gonna have to give up Pajemski, most likely TJD. So the youth is gonna be gone for KD. That's where I got a problem with it because I'm like, KD's dope, but is he worth our future? Because once Curry retires, Clay and Draymond retire, who do we got? No one, because we traded them away. That's what we got to really like come to grips with. Are we as fans willing to do that? Yes, we got to give Curry the best roster to go out on top. Yes, I agree. But at what point? What's it going to sacrifice? Our future? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's the question there.
yeah,
What is that going to look like?
yeah. But that's why I'd rather do with the LeBron because we don't have to trade. He's a free agent.
Right.
But as fans, we have to be realistic. As it is, what's hurting us is the salary cap, right? And we're already over, and we can't afford to get over it again.
Right.
And so what are we willing to give up, right? Because sure, we can give up the farm for one more championship, but are we prepared for another drought, another wrong rebuild? That's the question.
And I don't think anyone wants to do that.
I know I'm not.
I don't want to do it because
I don't wanna do it. I'd rather have like a fighting chance than like no chance. I don't want to be the Kings, basically.
right. And
You know,
see,
like how they were for a long time. They were anywhere.
the thing is though, with all these trades, minus LeBron, who has to opt out, which I heard he will opt out of his contract at least in a few weeks. So then he'll become a free agent at that point. But everyone else, Jimmy Butler, like KD, we're gonna have to give up some picks, and we're talking like first round picks. We're talking in the next few years, so that means that we're never gonna have a first rounder in the next few years. F that. I'm not down with that, man. I'd rather work with what we got, right, and just add a little bit. That's why Mitchell Robinson as a center, I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. That could work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll I don't know, like, but if this was our lineup, yes. The question is, yes, they could win the finals for sure, for sure. So let's move. Let's keep it moving with the next one here. Now this one is a little bit different. So we got Jared Allen as our center, 6'9" center. He could block shots. He could defend. He could get rebounds. This one, I don't know what will take to get him, but Kaminga might be gone at that point, right? To get him, Wiggins will be gone because Wiggins is part of the trade for him, and I believe GP2 plus the pick to get Jared Allen. But Jared Allen is legit though, man. I think he'll be great. We haven't had a big in a minute. That'll give less pressure to Draymond. But what do you think about the chances for finals? Yes or no?
No,
Okay. How many wins?
I'd say about maybe 50.
50? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, I don't think they'll win the finals with this lineup. But we'll be able to get to the playoffs. But with this one, I'm feeling like 45 to 50 wins.
yeah,
Nothing too crazy, but I don't know.
yeah.
This one doesn't really get me hyped. I mean, I like it because we get a big, but it doesn't really get me like, oh shoot, here we go. You know what I mean?
It doesn't get me excited as far as like like a prospect for long term. This is more just like a band aid, if
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
So
mean, if we keep Kaminga though, I'm okay with that because Jared Allen's still under 30, I believe. So that could be a good thing there. But
yeah,
let's see. So the next one is Nick Claxton. He's a center. He's 6'11". And this is something that we could trade for, but again, this one they may ask a lot. Brooklyn may ask for a lot. We're going to be losing picks to get Nick Claxton, but he's good. He could block, he could rebound, he could score. So with this one, do you think we could win?
no, it'll be the same thing as
Same
with
thing.
the previous draft. Um, he's not the kind of guy that I could see like can elevate us to the next, help elevate us to the next level.
Okay.
He's more like I said, he's still a band aid.
Hmm.
We're gonna need more than just him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I say with this one, we're looking at about the same, 45 to. No, you know what? I take that back. Say about 55 wins. I think
I,
55 wins. They could do 55, and I feel like they could get further in the playoffs with Nick Claxton. And they may not win the finals, but they could definitely get to the final four teams in the
I'd
West.
say maybe about 48 to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah, and
right.
that's just being generous, and I think because I mean we'll see.
Right.
I mean, like I said, there's too many factors that doesn't like make me like gives me a warm fuzzy feeling like oh, okay, this is a good year.
Right. Right. Right.
Let's get this going.
Yeah.
You know, this
Right.
is more like it's an experiment. We'll see.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. We have fun putting this together for you guys. We're trying to, keep you guys posted with Bay Area sports. Let us know in the comment. Make sure you subscribe. Like, show the love, spread it out there. We're gonna be posting on Twitter or X, Instagram, Facebook. So we're gonna push the show out a little bit, and we're gonna continue to grow and implement new ideas and improve it. But in the meantime, we can't do all that without you guys' help. So show the love, leave some comments, let us know what you guys think. If you agree, call us crazy, whatever it is. We'll definitely talk about the comments in the next show. But we definitely want to get the engagement of the fans and have a good time with it, man. So with that, anything you want to add to that, Hunter?
Now, I just want to say we appreciate you guys watching and being with us on this journey. And like you said, like and subscribe, and also just please leave a comment. Would love to hear what you guys think as well. And we'll hope to see you guys next time. All right.
All right, guys. So with that, you guys have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one, man.
All
Peace.
right. Peace.